another pull on the tie, straightening it at his collar. "Do I look okay?" Evan gave the knot a mock straightening. "Yes, dear. You look as pretty as a princess." Any other time, Sawyer would have harassed Evan back, but he was too caught up in the thought of dreaded desk duty to bother. "Wish me luck, man." Sawyer struggled not to compare the walk to Burgamy's office to a death march, but he had to admit he was distinctly nervous knocking on his boss's door. Not a feeling Sawyer was used to. And damn his brother for all his falling in love stuff that had put Sawyer in this position in the first place. Sawyer would take his confirmed bachelor existence any day. Cameron entered the office at Burgamy's barked command. Burgamy sat back in his office chair, dressed in impeccable office wear. His tie definitely had not come from a desk drawer, nor did it have little golfers on it. Burgamy obviously put a great deal of stock into the saying, "Dress for the job you want, not the job you have." Evidently, the job Dennis Burgamy wanted was the director of the United States Intelligence and/or Fashion Community. Burgamy was always prepared in case he had to take an unexpected meeting with someone important. And often, Sawyer and his 3 siblings went out of his way to make those meetings occur. Burgamy had butted heads with each of the Branson siblings, all of whom worked or had worked at Omega at one time or another. None of the Bransons liked Burgamy much, although Sawyer was, to his knowledge, the only one of his family to have ever knocked his boss unconscious. "Branson, come in and sit down," Burgamy told Sawyer without any pleasantries. Burgamy's nasally tone negated whatever credibility the man built with his impressive fashion sense. Sawyer entered the room and sat at one of the chairs across from the desk. "I want you to know that if it was up to me, you'd be fired right now," Burgamy began. Sawyer nodded. He didn't doubt it. "But since I'm the bigger man and because your brother Cameron swears you actually tripped, I am willing to not push for your termination." Sawyer didn't relax. Burgamy still had the authority to take Sawyer off active duty. "Not to mention we have bigger problems than your lack of coordination or outright insubordination or whatever you want to call it," Burgamy continued. Sawyer nodded. "It won't happen again, sir. I can assure you of that." Burgamy's eyes narrowed. "It best not, Branson. That little stunt you and your brother pulled? Well, you're damn lucky it all worked out the way it did, or being fired right now, which you both would have been, believe me, would be the least of your problems." Burgamy continued without even giving Sawyer the chance to speak. "The ghost shell technology in the wrong hands would be a disaster. Thousands of lives could be lost if terrorists got their hands on it." Sawyer decided he better stick up for himself before Burgamy spun into a complete tizzy. "Absolutely, sir. But there was never any danger of the ghost shell technology falling back into DS-13's hands." Sawyer didn't mention what an utter lie that was, telling Burgamy that he and Cameron had basically delivered the encoding technology to the crime syndicate group definitely wouldn't help Sawyer's case for non-desk duty. "Ghost shell is in our custody, sir," Cameron continued with his most engaging smile. "So all's well that ends well, as they say. And I really am sorry about the—" Cameron made a popping sound with his tongue as he mimicked a punch to the chin. Burgamy's eyes narrowed. "Well, Branson, I found out yesterday that all isn't as well as we think. You and your brother arrested Smith and some of the other key members of DS-13, but it looks like some others within the organization have taken Smith's place." Sawyer wasn't surprised. In a crime organization the size and caliber of DS-13, removing one head usually just caused another, uglier one to grow in its place. DS-13 was more than any one person. Eliminating a single person, no matter how high up, would not bring the organization down. "And we found out that Fred McNeil, the FBI agent on DS-13's payroll, has gone completely off the grid," Burgamy continued. "That's not surprising. McNeil had to know we'd be coming for him next. He's probably with DS-13 full-time now." Burgamy nodded. "Intel confirms that he is. That's not the problem. Ghost Shell is the problem. We were able to trace Ghost Shell back to the company that made it." Burgamy slid a file.